Hey Leo, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading from September 13th through the 15th, 2024. This is for Leo, last shuffle coming out for Leo. By the way, Leo, we're doing a weekly next week, and we'll resume dailies on the 23rd. I'm really going to miss the dailies. I cannot, I'm going to have to come back and watch this for myself. But almost every single day just to make sure, but fear and teacher, there's something about you um, worrying about some past experience. You may be imagining the worst. Something is stuck with you. And a lot of this would have to do with either you have, like so I'm getting the terms like you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, two eyes and one mouth for a reason. They want you to listen and observe so much to dispel the fantasy, right? There's something about just paying attention. You're afraid things are going to fall apart, man. So you have fear. Six of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Tower, and Page of Wands. For some of you, you may be afraid to be the same person you were in the past. Maybe back in the day, you were um, very. You may feel like you were very naive. For a lot of you, this is like I was naive. I was in a fantasy land, one way ticket to Deluluville. I was very delusional about the situation I was in. I didn't say anything. I didn't do any, I was pleasant. You may have been very pleasant and kind of put up with people's energy and then fantasized about what the energy really meant rather than just facing what was there. A lot of you are afraid that that's happening again and that things are going to fall apart. The teacher is the Four of Pentacles and Nine of Wands. You may never have let go of the lesson of choosing to be that way. So there's some kind of past experience they're showing here that at one point you may have felt very naive and quiet and just kind of sat there and you're like, I watched and I heard, but I didn't do anything or say anything. And look where it got me. They're warning you about being afraid of that, of being that type of a person. You may be very pleasant, very easygoing, and you're worried about being that type of a person. Not to say that you can't set it off when you need to, but when you have two paths in front of you, you choose emotional contentment most of the time. And so that would tell me that um, you've done that before and it blew up in your face. So now you're like, I don't know if I could be that person anymore. But Spirit is asking you very much to allow these things to be a lesson, but to continue to forge forward as yourself. Just be yourself. Intuition and manifestation is Three of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Nothing has, according to this, what you're afraid of can't happen again, and mostly because it seems as though no one has an influence over you the way that it may seem. Just because you're agreeable, just because you're patient, kind, and nice, doesn't mean that you are going with whatever everyone else is going with. It shows that you are, I won't say you're independent of other people per se, but it does show that. It says you have your own mind. Don't think that having your own mind means that you can't be a pleasant person who's like, I don't have much to say about it. I'm just here. And so there's an intuition and manifestation energy is saying you're not manifesting whatever other people are influencing around you. Like you're not coming from a place of, well, that's what they said, and I just nodded my head. That's not the case. They're warning you not to be afraid that you are allowing something to happen because you're saying, look, my name's Bennett and I ain't in it. You know, my name's Paul. This is between y'all. You're not you're not manifesting what other people are pushing on you to do. Okay, they're throwing that out here because they want you to know that your pleasant nature is something that you have to hold on to. That it's not that's not a bad thing, and that's the fault of others. The honoring path is the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. It seems like you may feel like I won't say that you're being fake, right? But you may feel like, I mean, the best thing to do, to be quite honest with you, is to move forward, right? You've got so many other things going on. Something is going on, and it's not your problem, not your clowns, not your circus, or monkeys, not your whatever. Um, Something's going on here where it's like over the top, and it's not your problem. And they're saying that you usually keep your mouth shut and your eyes are open, and that you didn't do anything before and something fell apart. But they're throwing out here that it wasn't your fault. So the same thing is happening now. Something is not your fault, something's not your problem, and the right thing to do is to keep it moving. Something you got to keep it moving. It's not you. You can't take it in and say it's your fault. And even if it involves a child, even if it involves children, your family unit, you may say something like, "Oh, I saw the signs before and I didn't do anything, and now look at how everything fell apart." They're throwing out here that even if it was your children, or even if it was your spouse, or even if it was other relatives, it's still not your problem. It's not your choice. You didn't choose to do certain things. So why are you concerned about being, oh, I'm in a fantasy land? Everything doesn't require you doing something about it, because they're saying you got enough to worry about. Yeah, they're saying that this isn't, you're not manifesting whatever everyone else is doing just because you're not saying anything or doing anything about it. Just because that's their choice, you see it, doesn't mean that you're a mandated reporter to spirit, in a sense, to do something about a situation. Just want to throw that out there because that's what they're saying. They're saying that you were a teacher, and you may, for this to be here, that's why I say children. You may have shown them how to survive or how to do things, and it turns out that people have their own mind, and it's important for you to focus on what makes you happy here, because there's not much you can do about the situation. It's not going to blow up the way it did before. There's nothing here that's going to turn out like it did before, whatever this is. And so spirit wants you to still be that pleasant person. Don't allow someone else's baggage to drag you down, right? They throw the bag at your feet and you turn around and be like, well, I mean, the garbage can is that way. What do you think? I'm going to pick that up? Um, that's basically how this is looking. I know how this sounds, but that's what we've got. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, or another Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.